So we'll give it another minute. Namaste, everybody. Welcome. Whoever is here, if you want to turn your cameras on, feel free to do that so that we can see you. I know you all. I don't know which Varsha has signed in. If you want to put your last name up there, so I will know. I think Varsha. I don't see her as a. Yeah, I don't see the camera on, but okay. So let's get started then, Kusumji. We are on 10:30 dot on time. Let's start.
Yeah, so
First, you want to introduce a little bit yourself, and then maybe we
oh
can.
yeah, okay. It's I think today is about you, but I can still talk about me a little bit. So my name is Kusum Knapczyk, and I'm Hindi professor at Duke University, and I have privilege to invite Vidya Nahar ji in my class for yoga and for Bollywood dance, and she always like gladly accepted my invitation, and my students always liked her, and she talked about fasting during that time, and they somehow remembered in our other classes that one person came to our class and she was talking about fasting and yoga and how it impact their like lifestyle and their health. So today, uh, so you know, so many people know about Vidyaji, and she's not just like yoga teacher. She is dancer also. She teaches dance and also diet. She works on diet, and she has classes for vegetarian wholesome meal that she teaches to Indian or like anybody who wants to do that. And also she has a YouTube channel where it's free for anybody who want to join her yoga journey. They can join her, and probably she has dance also, dandiya. She teaches dandiya, that is the dandiya, garba, Bollywood dance. So she does all these things online, and I know her for almost 10 or 11 years. And first time when I heard about her, it's about her fasting, because somebody introduced me that she is the person who does fasting every alternate days. So that was really fascinating, because she is not just controlled her like she is so disciplined about this thing. So her discipline always like fascinating me, and I always wanted to do this kind of fasting, but it's not easy. So today it's kind of like our chance to talk with her and understand how her journey began. So Vidyaji, welcome, and I would like to know more about your journey to this fasting and how you self-controlled yourself,
Okay.
because it's not easy. I know that you always say that I love myself more than that food, but still we are human beings and we always desire food, and food is something that gives us
Right.
pleasure.
Right.
So so
Yeah.
Vidyaji.
So actually, this journey started quite few years back, and in a very small steps. My main wake up, see, like anybody else in growing up in Mumbai, I used to eat sandwiches, like curry, biscuit, all them. Then those were like my pleasure foods. Those are my comfort foods. So, every Sunday we'll have the sandwich, bread, butter, because my mom would otherwise cook always homely meals. But Sunday was the time when we would get the bread, butter in the house and eat that. So that was like a novelty for us. So I really grew up enjoying these foods. But then in 2019, I read a book by Dr. Malti Karwarkar where she's a nutrition. She has passed away now, I think 5 6 years back. But she was a nutritionist, and she wrote at least I would say 7 8 books about nutrition, and mainly related to Indian context, because we read a lot about this from Western context and Western environment and Western genes, but this was from an Indian perspective. And she wrote how the foods that we eat commonly can be really harmful for us. And that time, although homemade meals were more common, these things were getting more common too. The pasta, the Maggi noodles, when we were growing up, they were very common, and the bread, butter. And she said to avoid these five things: bread, white butter, white rice, white salt, white sugar, and white flour, which is maida. And she gave the reasoning. I'll not go into all of that. So my first journey started there because I gave up those five things when I read her reasoning. And she said how harmful they were. It's like we are inviting our own sicknesses in our body when we eat those foods. So that's when I started building this mental strength of saying no to the foods that are harmful to my body. And I don't know how I got that strength, but I think that her writing was so convincing that I really felt that, okay, if this does so much harm to my body, why am I eating this? And that's why when I gave up those things, and then of course she had given many other things like eat earlier in the day, don't eat in the night. And being a Jain, I know these are the things that are prescribed in Jain living, where you don't eat after the sunset, you eat after the sunrise and all those. So that is now coming back as modern science is telling us the same thing, that eat at least 3 hours before you go to bed, and don't eat after sunset. And that is all now proven by the scientific research. But I had heard these things growing up, and I had people in my families, my extended families, my aunts, uncles, following this religiously. So they were not doing it from the health point of view. They were doing it mainly to follow the religious code, but which was good for them because then they all ended up living long lives and healthier lives. So I know now that that helped them health wise also. But so I started doing that mainly after reading Dr. Karwarkar's books. Uh, that's how I started. My first fast, actually, I did again. Jains do a lot of celebrations by fasting. So we have this annual day of Samvatsari, and as a child, we would do that one fast. Like our family, my mom would say that at least that one fast you should be doing. And that one fast was so hard when I did that day, just one fast. Like I was just waiting when the sun will go down and when the sun will come up next day, because you cannot eat anything whole day and until the sun comes next day. So that was really, really hard. And I had never thought in my life that I would do another fast again ever. But then, as I started this journey of slowly removing the harmful foods from my system, and then cutting off the evening meal. So I would eat heavy breakfast and heavy lunch, and then maybe fruits, nuts in the evening, and that before the sunset, so that nothing in the night. So that I did for almost, I would say, 10, 12 years. And then one day I saw a post by my sister that if you eat fats, they stay in the body for 80 hours. If you eat carbs, they stay in the body for 70 hours. I mean, I'm giving you random numbers, but they were like 70, 80, 90 proteins they stay in the body for this long. So when I saw this post, and this was in 2014, so by that time I had practiced a lot of giving up the harmful food groups and the evening meals. So I did not right away start with this complete fasting, like just like that. I had practiced smaller steps before I jumped into full fasting. When I saw that post by my sister, then I said, okay, when we eat and the food stay in the body for that long, why do we eat every day? Why do we eat every 24 hours if the food stays in the body that long? So I decided to experiment. I said, okay, so today I'm not going to eat anything. So that was in 2014. That was the month of August, because we were actually vacationing in Houston that time. So I did that fast in August in Houston, and that day we were on trip, so we were doing a lot of active things. But that fast went well. So then again on that same trip, I said, okay, after 2 days, okay, I think I'm going to do another fast today, and I'll see how that goes. And that went okay too. Then I did another fast after like 2, 3 days, and that went fine too. So I said, okay. And in fact, I felt good about I did those fasting after those fasting days. So then said, okay, I am going to start. And in Jain tradition, we have this tradition called Varshita, where people literally fast one day, complete 36-hour fast, and eat next day only twice a day. That's called Vyasana. So either you do it twice a day or once a day, or like me, who I eat several times a day when I'm fasting. I don't limit to only 2 meals, but there are people I know in Chicago, not only in India, that who are now in their 14th year. I'm in my 12th year. This person I know, she's in the 14th year, and she is doing mainly from the religious point of view. So she follows the code of conduct very rigorously, where you only sit down for 2 meals only, and whatever you can eat in those 2 times, that's the only meal you eat on the day of your eating. But I did not follow that. I am doing it based on what and because my lifestyle is very active, I teach 6 to 7 yoga classes every single day. So I feel that I need a little bit more energy. Um, but to tell you the truth, when I fast, I actually feel more energy. I have more time to do more things versus when I'm eating. That's the days I feel I need to slow down and give my body to digest and rest and all that. So this is how my journey started. Um, did I answer your question, or
Yeah, thank
did,
you.
did,
So
did
is it your fasting
more
day?
questions
Today
in
is
your
your
mind?
fasting
Today's
day?
my fasting day. Can you tell
Okay.
from my energy level? I already taught 2 classes before I joined this class. So yeah, today's my fasting
Do
day.
you have any suggestion for somebody who wants to start this journey?
So as I said, like because I started in smaller steps, I would recommend that to anybody. Like first you start giving up some harmful groups that uh, uh, you know that they are not right. Like now there is so much information out there in the media, right? That
Mm-hmm.
this is not good, like especially processed foods aren't good. So if those are the foods that you can start first removing from your system, like saying no, no matter how much people around you tell you, or like, oh, this is tasting so good, this, that. But if you decide, okay, no, this is not right for me, I'm not going to eat that, no matter what people around you are doing, or if it's late in the night, don't eat it just because it's a party and oh, I can do it in once in a while. Just do it from, like, as I said, like you already said, that do it from the self-love point of view, because you love yourself. And though it's hard in the beginning to convince yourself that this is good for me and so I'm not going to eat it, but you have to do this for yourself. If somebody who really wants to start the journey, then yes, you have to take the steps of removing the harmful food groups slowly. Then you can start cutting down on evening meals, especially because the closer you eat to your bedtime, the more harmful it is. Once you start going for longer time with skipping your meals, then it will be easier to get into the full day fasting uh, if you are up to it. So you can cut down to 1 meal a day or 2 meals a day, something like that. So start small. Don't right away jump into full day fast, and then you might get a headache, and um, you may feel like, okay, I cannot do this. So and don't give up also right away. If you feel like it's not working, then see what other changes you can make. So it's also important when you are eating what you are eating, because that is what supports your fasting days, right? So if you want to start fasting, you have to also start making changes in what you eat, not just what you give up, but also what you eat is important. So start eating more whole grains, more fruits, more nuts that are natural form. So no fruit juices, no smoothies, no shakes, no granola bars, no, even though they have the same nuts, but know that they have harmful ingredients like high fructose corn syrup or hydrogenated oils that hold those nuts together. So we go for our comfort, but then that ends up causing us more harm than giving us more nutrition. They actually rob our body of nutrients that we would otherwise get. So That would be my suggestion, that you start making conscious changes in what you're eating and what you're not eating.
Thank you so much, Vidya ji. So I have next question that your audiences are from India and from America. So do you have any suggestion for like American audience, like what kind of food should like some names, some food names that are good for those days that are available here or there?
Yeah, so mainly I would say eat whole grains. So what are the whole grains that are available in USA or even in India for that matter? And because now there are so many Indian stores in at least major metropolitan cities, or you can always order these online. Amazon, you get all the grains now. There is no excuse why you cannot eat this or that in this day and age, because it's available, especially through online marketplaces. So brown rice instead of white rice, and then cracked wheat instead of eating any bread based thing. So instead you cook the grain, the white, not white, but the cracked wheat, or you can cook barley, the whole grain, or cook. There are so many types of millets. If you go to any Indian store, you'll see at least 10 to 12 types of millets. The names are kodo millet, proso millet, barnyard millet, finger millet, red millet. You go there, there are tons of these names are there that you will see in any good Indian store. Like if you, for example, I'm sure Patel Brothers, if you go, that's a major Indian chain store around the USA. Or just type millets, types of millets. Or if you need, you can send me a question, like send me and I can send you the names, writing, like typing, like what are those names. Or if Saloni wants to type those names in the chat, Saloni, look up some millets online, like Indian millets, and you can start typing those names in the chat if you are following this. Okay. And then when you cook those and then those grains, then you can saute vegetables on the side, and also incorporate beans, the whole beans, and the sprouts in your diet. So what are the whole beans that you can use? Mung beans, moat beans, the rajma, which is the kidney beans, or the chana, which are the chickpeas, the yellow chickpeas, the black beans. You name any bean, any whole bean, not the canned one. So not that are having preservatives, but use the fresh whole bean. You soak it in the night. Next day you cook it, or you cook it, soak it in the morning, and you cook it in the evening. You can cook it in the pressure cooker, in your Instapot, in your slow cooker. So again, there are so many cooking options. There's a pressure cooker. So incorporate those. You can even make them like single pot meals if you're running short on time. You uh, mix this any whole grain, the millet and the bean, and vegetables on the side. Again, for vegetable, just saute them. Add simple spices like cumin, mustard, like rai, jeera, haldi, turmeric, and hing. You can add a bit of coriander, dhana, and some green chili for taste. So it's not like this healthy food has to be bland. No, you can make it flavorful, you can make it tasty, but try to avoid any gravies, any creams in these vegetables. Just saute plain vegetables with some spices and eat those on the side along with your whole grains instead of any bread. No matter what the bread is claiming, oh, this is a 7 grain bread, 13 grain bread, this is the healthy, wholesome bread. Any bread that's commercially manufactured, it has so many preservatives and sugar, salts that are added to that aren't good for us. And they are baked at very high temperature. So avoid eating any baked products for that matter, I would say, like um, cookies, cakes, breads, pizzas, lasagna, and once in a while, very once in a while, it's okay. But that too also, if you can stay away, it's good. Don't even think of it, oh, it's my reward today. Because as soon as you associate positive feelings to eating this food, then it will be even harder for you to disengage from those food. Because now you're saying, oh, today is my cheat day, so I can eat this cookie. Today is this, because now you're feeling good about it instead of feeling, oh, I'm eating cookie, which is, I don't want to eat this cookie. I would rather eat a fruit, or I would either this. So I would suggest, uh, in the beginning, at least you have to be really disciplined about this thing. And then later on, you can say, okay, now that it's in your system, not to eat the junk foods and the harmful food, then once in a while you can eat, not as a reward, but if it is there and you have no other food available, like you are at a party or you are in some conference and that's the only option you have, then you eat it, yes, but not on a regular basis or as a reward.
Do you associate your fasting with spiritual things too?
Yes,
Like,
for sure. Yes, I mean, I feel spiritually very uplifting when you are not giving in to these external distractions. You have a lot more self control. You're less hyper reactive to external happenings because you are more in charge of your own inner happenings. You are deciding what you're taking in through your mouth. And of course, what you're taking in through all your five senses is equally important, not just what you're taking in through your food. But that is a major intake that we do on everyday basis. So if you start exerting control there, you start having more control over your other thing that this is not right for me, through any sense, through your what you're hearing constantly, what you're listening, what you're seeing. Every input manifests on the outside one way or the other. So having this awareness, having this watchfulness, spirituality is what? It's having that connection between your mind, body, and breath, like being fully present in what you're doing. So if you're watching what you're eating, then you are separating yourself from the doer. You are the observer. Spirituality is being more of that inner observer, observing your thoughts, observing your words, observing your actions, observing what you're taking in through the different senses. So when you start making these conscious decisions, conscious choices, yes, you are being more spiritual. Spiritual is not just sitting and closing eyes and then thinking, oh, how am I getting rid of my thoughts? It's not about that. You can put spirituality in action by simply observing your thought flow. You don't need to necessarily sit down for 1 hour, closing your eyes, and then not able to uh, control your thoughts, because thoughts are always taking in so many different places, right? So all you start doing is start observing. Observe what you're eating, observe what you're saying, observe what you're doing. Are your words matching with your actions? Are your actions following with your words? That is spirituality, connecting your mind, body, and breath.
very nice. So you do yoga also and fasting. So did you start like together simultaneously, or it's like first you started with yoga and then later you did this fasting?
Yeah.
And people who wants to do this fasting thing, should they do yoga too, or like what kind of physical exercise they should do?
Yes, I mean, I did not, as I said, I did not start consciously on this path of fasting. It just happened very serendipitously when I saw that note by my sister that this is all, staying in the body for so long. But yoga, I did start when I was little, when I was 12. I used to be a very sick child. I used to constantly have a runny nose. I used to cough a lot, throw up a lot. And so, like, I would have many sleepless nights because of my cough and cold. So I did not know what to do. I would take some medicine, but that would just suppress it temporarily, and again something would flare up. And we did not have, like, allergy testing or this testing or that testing. I would just go to the family doctor. They would give me some medicine and all that. But then one day I saw an interview by a Bollywood actress. Her name is Preeti Ganguly. So she mentioned this. It was on a show called Full Khile Gulshan Gul. Is very vivid in my head. And she actually demonstrated the alternate nostril breathing and Kapalbhati. So the Nadi Shuddhan Pranayam and Kapalbhati she demonstrated on the show, and mentioned how it helped her cure similar problems that she was also going through, all these sinus issues and cough and cold, and how yoga helped her. Like here we saw many Hollywood actresses, they popularized the yoga in the West. So I would say in me, it was that Bollywood actress that saw her. So I started practicing that on my own. I did not take any yoga classes. There were no yoga classes near me. And I didn't know how I would go to find anybody near me. But that show and her demonstration was my lifesaver. Like I started that. And then in our PE class, because I was never athletic, I used to be, always weak on energy. So I would not be on the ground when other kids were playing kho or langdi or, kabaddi or dodgeball. Four, five of us would always linger back in the classroom in that PE period. So our PE teacher noticed that. And she said, okay, if you're not going to be on the ground, you have to do yoga with me in this PE hour. And she got us started on practicing yoga asanas that we could easily do in the classroom. And then I started practicing those at home because I really felt very good after I practiced yoga. And of course, my pranayam was going on my own. I did not read any books at that time. I did not have any teacher, yoga teacher, but my PE teacher was my first yoga teacher, I would say. And that's how I got started. I kept up with my practice. I did not take my official yoga class until I came to USA and until I delivered my two daughters. But throughout my pregnancy, I kept practicing my yoga. And by that time, as I said, like in around 2018, I mean, when I was 18, 19, I had read the books by Dr. Malti Karwarkar and I had made conscious changes in my diet when I came to USA. So my yoga practice and my conscious changes in my diet definitely helped me with my health. I had no issues in my pregnancy. Both my pregnancies were normal. I had no backache, no headache, no vomiting, no morning sickness. So people would always ask me, so how are you keeping your health like this? Because here we have no support system. All families are back in India. How do you manage? And my friends would have backache, headache, this problem, morning sickness. So I would say, okay, do this, do that, then like especially I would teach them yoga poses for the back trouble and everything. So then they said, why don't you start teaching us regular yoga classes? And so I thought, okay, if I have to start teaching regular yoga, first I need to have some kind of certification. I need to have a teacher training. So before that, I need to just take a regular yoga. So my friend here, she used to go to a yoga class and she took me to her yoga teacher. And then that yoga teacher take me to my yoga teacher training because she pointed me to the teacher who had trained her. I trained with her. That was in the Himalayan tradition. And that's how my yoga journey started in when I was 12. But as a teacher, I started teaching in 2002 and now here 2025. All my classes started because people asked me, can you teach us? I did not go. I never thought I will do yoga teaching as my profession. I was a stockbroker, investment planner, retirement planner. I did my CFP after I came here back in India. I'm a commerce graduate. So never in my head I thought that I would be like a professional yoga teacher. But now that I'm fasting, I would definitely recommend yoga to anybody who's fasting because the pranayam and the asana practices that we do, they help us keep our inner tract healthier and energized, removing the blockages from the energy channels. So, as I said, I teach 7 to 8 classes every day, even when I'm fasting or when I'm eating, I have the same schedule. So staying active even on the fasting days is important. Don't just sit down and say, oh, I'm fasting today, so I cannot do anything. Because then your mind will keep rushing to the thoughts of food or like, when is the time coming? When I need to, when can I eat? When can I eat? Instead of that, continue with your regular schedule. In fact, when I started fasting, I added more classes to my schedule. I directed all my startup training to Hindi camps after I started fasting. So in 2014 was my first fast. And before that, we had done once summer camp in 2011, but we did not get a grant back again until 2015. And then 2015 to 21, we got grant every year. I directed all those. I was the director, and that's how we met Kusum in the startup conferences. And I remember, like, in the evening we would have those dinners, right? Huge dinners, and people say, "How come you're not eating?" And that's when I think all the startup people got the uh, hint of my fasting routine, because until then, I mean, I was not very publicizing that this is what I'm doing. But when people would see me not eating, especially in these big events, and they would naturally ask me, "Oh, what fast is it? Are you is some Ekadashi today or this Monday?" I said, "No, none of those. I just do it every other day." So yeah, this
Yeah,
is
that was like amazing because I remember that people used to say that she can eat fruits or something that she can eat, but she will, oh no, I love myself more than this food. So that is what I remember that you used to say. So there is one personal question for you, like, how's your health, overall health? Do you need to go to the hospital? uh, like after this, or you just said goodbye to all
I
doctors?
do so even before I did not have any major health issues. I had like a labial cyst that I need to be removed or like surgically, but that was not after pregnancy. I don't know, maybe it's some hormonal changes or whatever. But I was never on medication for issues like diabetes or blood pressure. Even during pregnancy, sometimes people get gestational diabetes. I never had those issues. And even now, I'm not in on any medication. I don't take any supplements, any vitamins, and I do get my physical checkup done every year. So it's not that I don't go to the doctor or I avoid seeing the doctor. And the doctor, when I first told her that I'm doing this, so she was like, "No, no, no, you cannot do this. If you're doing this, at least you should take this supplement." And she wrote down all the supplements. And first of all, you're vegetarian, and now you are even going the one day fasting, so it's not right for you. But then I said, okay, I know I have people in my family, as I said, like we are Jains, and Jains have big fasting traditions. My aunts, my cousins, I have one cousin right here sitting in front of me. Hi, Shobhatai. So she has done this worship of fasting, but she has done it from the religious point of view. She's very religious. I did not do it from the but I know that people have been doing this, so I can do this also if I just follow the discipline. So I did not follow my doctor's advice, but I did go to the doctor every year, and I have all my reports from all these years, which show that my numbers are right in the middle. So no health issues because of fasting. In fact, I would say because of fasting, my health has improved. I feel most diseases happen because of feasting, because of wrong eating, because of overeating. Very few diseases happen because of fasting. Fasting, in fact, has now been recommended as cure for many diseases like cancer, because what kicks in is something called autophagy. So I started this in 2014, but I don't know if you know this, but in 2016, the Nobel Prize for Medicine went to a Japanese doctor who did research on fasting. And after that, alternate day fasting became such a buzzword because he popularized the intermittent fasting. And he said that how autophagy, which means your healthier cells start consuming your weaker cells when you're in that fasting state. So automatically your body purges off those weaker or unhealthy cells when you're in the fasting state. So that's what I'm saying, that this is your self love. If you love yourself, instead of bringing in the foreign medications, going to the doctor, wasting your money, and all these medications invariably have side effects. So one medicine leads to another side effect, another condition. Then you, for to meet that condition, you have to add another medication. It's a viral, like a vicious cycle, I would say. It's catch 22. One thing leads to other. So to stay away from medicine, you start eating food as medicine. And every food, every natural food has some medicinal property. There is no food that does not have any medicinal, if it's in a natural form, like all vegetables, all fruits. They have vitamins, they have minerals, they have fiber. There is nothing that will harm you. One thing I stay away from is though the ground or the root vegetables. Again, coming from the Jain philosophy, we don't eat anything growing underground, mainly from compassion point of view. Um, like not to disturb the living beings that are growing around underground, and not to cause harm to them. But also from um, more nutrition point of view, these root vegetables are heavily sugar loaded. They are very high in glycemic index because they are the food supply of the plants. So they are the food storage. So they are very high in glycemic index. And if you are trying to avoid sugar or trying to lose weight, then these are the first vegetables you should be cutting off from your diet. Also, from Ayurveda point of view, they are tamasic vegetables. So they have not seen the sunlight. You should be eating uh, fruits that or the vegetable that the plants produce only when they reach their full maturity, only after they have taken in the sunlight. So eat the leafy vegetables because their leaves they are soaked in the sunlight, and they have produced the fruits, the vegetables which are produced only after the plant is fully matured, instead of eating cutting off the food supply of the plant themselves by eating the root vegetables. So I don't eat the root vegetables on again daily basis. But yeah, if somebody go to somebody's house and if they have a potato, yeah, I'm not going to say, okay, I'm not going to, you have to make a different meal for me. If it's my eating day, and if that's the only choice I have, I will eat that. But otherwise, mostly no.
Okay. What is your like food routine during the like not food but drink routine
So
during
I
your
will I will say share some images. I have some pictures so that I you can it will be more visible for you, more visually you can see. So let me first open that folder and then I will share that so that you can see what I'm eating. Let's see.
Yeah, that would be great because we want to see what you eat.
What you eat, right? Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, people always ask me that because that is okay. If you're not eating this, if you're not eating that, then what are you eating? People,
Maybe you need to tell people that don't eat anything.
yeah, no, that's
That's the
no.
key.
I actually eat a lot on the days I eat, and I'll show you now what I eat. So, and these are calorie heavy because these are nuts. So I start my day when I break my fast. I start eating fruits. So let me again share. I think I should have my camera up, my screen up. Where are my pictures? Yeah. Okay. So are you seeing my screen now?
Mm-hmm. You are just sharing. Yeah, now I can see.
Or do you see now?
Some pictures.
Yeah, like, but do you see like this?
They are very small, so we cannot
You're
see
not
what's
seeing the
happening.
platter with fruits, like a big picture. You're not seeing that.
No, it's just like very small, tiny
Very
pictures.
small. Uh,
You need to probably click each one of.
yeah, I just clicked that. I don't know why it's not sharing. Let me let me try clicking. Can you see it now?
No, it's the same thing.
Same thing. Hmm. So let me go back again. I'll stop sharing, and now I'm going to click on the individual picture before I start sharing. So maybe that will help.
And meanwhile, if anybody in the group has any question, please write in the chat box and we'll,
Yeah, or if you want to unmute yourself and ask, that's
yeah,
it
you
too.
can ask that too.
Yeah, so let me just go to that folder one more time. Let's see, where is that? Sure, why it's not letting me share like this. Let me try one more time. Otherwise, what I will do is I will upload that whole folder onto the Google Drive, and maybe it will be easier to share from there if it's not letting me share from here. Can you see now? Like, can you see a big picture?
You're still sharing. So, yes, now I can see big picture.
Like a big plate with fruits?
Yeah, with fruits. Yeah.
Okay. So usually when I start my day after fasting, this is what I would eat. I start with fruits. Of course, before that, I actually drink boiled water with the lemon squeezed in it. I only drink boiled water, whether I'm fasting or not fasting. Again, that's part of our Jain tradition, but it's also healthy. That's the best water, even better than filtering through aquaguard or any of those other filters. So boiled water is a must. And so I eat. Now you can see, oh, these are like so many fruits. But you, as I said, like I eat a lot when I'm eating. I don't hold myself back. So these, so you can see there's a mango, especially in the days of mango. I absolutely eat one mango, then one banana in the like morning and one a little bit later. Then one or two avocados, orange, figs, cherries, cucumbers, whatever fruits are there. I don't drink any smoothie, no milk, no tea, no coffee, because they are addicting substances. Once you start drinking tea and coffee, then on the fasting day, definitely going to get a headache because your body is craving for those. So these are alkaline foods. Fruits are alkaline. So when you are hungry, there is acid rising in the body because our stomach has acid. The digestive fires are nothing but the acids. So when you eat these alkaline, they calm down that acid in the body. People often ask me, don't you get acidity when you're fasting? No, because I eat more alkaline foods like this, especially breaking the fast only with these. So not eating any crackers, cookies, pretzels, no any of those ready-made snacks. Fruits, no fruit juices, no smoothies. Then moving on, let me go to the next one here. Let me know if you can still see. It should allow me to go to. Okay. Can you see this one now? Can you?
No, it's the same picture. Yes, now it's murmura. Oh, yeah.
Murmura, right? Yeah. So you can see like one tiny peanut um, um, in that. So it's a homemade chura that I make, which is like stir fried rice crispy, which are not sweetened. These are like bland, and then peanuts, and then the you can see the dalia there, the half roasted chana chickpeas, and this is a mix of, because peanuts are the fats, the rice krispies are the carbs, and the dals are the protein. So it's a mix of a whole meal. All three food groups are there, plus we add spices. So I eat that to add some salt to my diet in the morning, uh, and of course that the fat and the protein that goes through that. And then you can see all these nuts. So in the plate, they look, oh, all this scatter, all this big, but you will see in a while that they fit in a small cup, like a half cup. These nuts put together, they come up to be half cup of serving. And you can see all different nuts are there. These are pine nuts, pine nut seeds, and then these are the pistachios. Everything is unsalted and either raw or roasted, but not fried. And then they are soaked. You can see the almonds are soaked, walnuts are soaked. So you soak the nuts overnight. That adds some digestibility, more digestibility to the nuts, release enzymes that are easier on your gut to digest. And these are pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, pecans. These are the roasted dried chickpeas. This is apricot, date, prune, cashews, all raw. So closest, even the sunflower seeds, they are not um, like not even roasted. They are just plain, simple, raw, no salted. So these I eat. So I don't eat any granola bars or any energy bars because, as I said, they have a lot of other additives like high fructose corn syrup or sugar, hydrogenated oils, or they add some sugars to make it even sweeter, to make it more addicting. So none of that. And now you can see those all those nuts, they fit in the half of this bowl. Now you can see this, they fit in this small bowl. So this is how much my serving is of the nuts in a day. So this is about half cup. And this I eat in the morning, the fruits and the nuts. This is a major energy boost for me without cooking anything. But then, and this is again the same, you can see. Now, these are, I was telling you the millets. These are all the different millets that I have in my house on daily basis when I'm eating. These are the ones that I cook. Earlier, I used to cook them in milk, but I just cook them in plain water now along with vegetables. So instead of buying any ready-made cereals, we stopped eating cereals long time back. We just eat these whole grains cooked. This is buckwheat, this is kodo millet, proso millet, this is barley here, this is quinoa, there is pearl millet. Um, these are the oats. This is the millet that we get here. Then okay, and I add spices to them. So this is cinnamon. I add turmeric, ginger, curry leaves. So you make it tasty. It should be flavorful. You should feel like eating it, not like what am I eating again today. So, uh, and as I say, as you say, like I teach healthy vegetarian cooking. So people do come to my classes, and they are amazed to see all these grain varieties that we have available and what you can eat on daily basis. Like this is my pantry. You can see all the grains are there. There are no boxed meals, nothing. Everything is cooked from scratch. You can see chia seeds. These are all the dals and the beans. These are the nuts. So this is my our and my family also is the same. I don't cook separate for my family. That's a blessing. My husband has been accompanying me on this journey. He has been fasting with me now twice a week. So it definitely helps that your family is with you and you're supporting each other instead of cooking something different for your spouse and different for your kids and treating yourself because what is good for you is, if you know this is good for you, it's good for your family also. So it's good. I mean, I think I got lucky that my husband was on this boat with me right from the beginning. He never resisted. He himself knows the importance of healthy eating. And kids, they grew up like this only since they were little, so they did not know any other options existed. Like they had to eat what was given to them. I never asked them, "Oh, do you like it?" I said, "You have to eat it. That's it." So now you can see this is the millets that are cooked with veggies. This is like a hot uh, um, cereal for me because these are the whole grains that I cook with vegetables and spices. This a bowl of this is another breakfast item for me in addition to the fruits and nuts. Now around lunchtime, I eat this. So this you can see these are black beans. They were in the raw form. I soaked them in the night. And this is brown rice. This is cauliflower. This is dal. And these are the rotis made with mixed flours, bajri, jwari, ragi, and wheat. This is my standard diet when I'm eating. This is my major meal of the day, like afternoon meal of the day. You can see there are so many now varieties in this. Again, this is not good, but you can see like different combinations. So that was black bean cauliflower. This is now chanas and green beans, roti, and this dal is the masoor dal with some, cilantro. And you can see a bit greenness in that. This is uh, dosa kai. This is another vegetable that you get dosa kai cooked with other vegetables and millets and nuts. Like I said, like I make this hot grains bowl in the morning instead of the ready-made cereals. Now this is again brown rice, okra, and choli, or the black-eyed peas and the dal. So if you don't want to make rotis, you can still eat the whole grains cooked and with the sabjis on the side and dal. And this can be cooked. If you have some discipline in the night, just soak one grain. Don't wait till it's time to eat. Now what am I going to make? Now what I'm going to cook? Because then it's easy to reach for whatever is in the fridge. You need to plan for your meal at least one night ahead. You soak something, soak nuts, soak your any bean. You have mung bean, your chana bean, rajma. I told you there are at least 10 different beans. You don't need to have big packets. You get them in smaller packets also if you don't think you have that much space. uh, Go weekly grocery shopping and buy whatever you can consume in that week, but have these nuts in, because this is the major source of protein if you're a vegetarian, and you need to have this protein blocks, but don't go for protein bars or protein shakes. This is the natural protein that you could be eating, you should be eating. Again, this is a different combination of this roti. You can see it's more like a thepla. So I added the sabji to it, methi and the besan flour. And this is cabbage, dal again. And I add lots of leafy vegetables like curry leaves, cilantro, lime in everything that I eat. You can see in the dal also because they have chelating effect. This is the bajra roti with the bell pepper and besan with rajma and dal. So these are my uh, energy booster meal. This is a dill made with moong dal, again rajma. This is regular dal, roti. I do add ghee to my roti. So ghee is an important component in my diet. So even though I'm not completely vegan, I don't drink milk on daily basis. I don't eat cheese or creams, but I do eat ghee. So from that point of view, I'm not vegan completely. And I also use dahi, the homemade yogurt in my diet. I make curry sometimes. Let's see what was here. Yeah, this is now, other than eating roti sabji, if you want to make different things, like this is something that we call shingole. So this is a very Maharashtrian dish, Khandeshi dish. It's made with jowari flour mixed with besan flour, roll with some vegetables and dal, as you can see in the mix. So you can make different combinations, but uh, eat homemade meals because that's what you're putting in your mouth. If you give importance to what you're eating, then it's important that you make it at home because commercially made foods have so many different ingredients that you cannot even pronounce. You don't even know what they mean, what they contain. If you open any box meal, you'll see the list of ingredients, and most of them are like some kind of chemical that you don't even know. Now, this is um, the kulit or a horse gram with cauliflower and again a thepla. So that way you can mix different food groups and come up with all these different meals. So I think these are the pictures that I have for now in this folder. But I do have more. Okay, so I hope you got some good idea of what the foods that I eat.
Yeah, thank you so much to show all the pictures, and it's really fascinating and delicious. It looks very delicious, actually. We want to follow that path too.
Yeah,
So,
and yeah, even if you don't change completely, I would say first start adding these foods in your diet. If you don't want to give up anything, don't give up, but start adding healthier diet, healthier foods, and then you slowly start making the changes that are good for your health. You'll start feeling good. You start feeling difference in how you are leading everyday life. I mean, I definitely feel more energy. As I said, like I posted more than 100 videos on YouTube after I started fasting. I started my yoga teacher training program where I teach others to be yoga teachers. I went to Rishikesh. I did major travels. Like even we go around the world, on these all you can eat, retreats like Mexico, Cancun, which are like just people go there mainly to eat everything. Even there, I've been able to sustain this because of uh, the uh, difference I've been feeling since I made these conscious changes in my eating style.
yeah, thank you. So I saw in your pantry you had pink salt.
Mm.
So, do you not take any like iodized salt, or is
I do take because I do have pink salt because just I wanted to see if that makes any difference. But then I read more about it that pink salt or white salt nutritionally they are the same. They don't really make any difference. The only way you can cut down on your white, we do need some white salt or some salt on daily basis to keep our mineral balance in the body. So you cannot completely cut off salt. But so whether you eat pink salt or white salt, it doesn't really make the difference. But the idea is to eat it less, and how to eat it less is by cutting down ready-made foods, because they are very big on salts as preservatives. So any boxed meal you buy, they are heavy on salt, or any canned food. So if you want to cut down your salt, don't cut it off completely, because as I said, like, we need salt to maintain the balance, the low, if you, especially if you suffer from low blood pressure, you need to have salt in your diet. And I do have sometimes low blood pressure, which is where I sometimes feel dizzy. But that used to happen even before I started fasting. So it's not due to fasting, I know that. So coming back to your question, I do have pink salt and I white salt. I eat them interchangeably, not like a
Oh, okay. So that is good to know.
yeah.
So I think that
Okay, Harsha has a
Harsha
question.
has a question.
Okay, go
Hi
ahead.
Vidya.
Hi,
Hi Vidya.
Harsha.
Thank you so much. It's always a for everyone. Vidya is my yoga guru and my very close friend. So Vidya, I had one quick question.
Yeah,
I guess two questions. These days, I hear a lot about you have to have so much protein or you need
yeah,
to have this much calcium,
right.
especially for bones, right? And even just like you, we are not eating dairy and all of that. So
Right.
how? And I try to eat things like listening from you and others that you include
I,
sesame.
I have seen you eat very healthy as it
But
is.
my constant worry is, am I getting enough? Am I getting enough protein? Am I getting enough calcium? Or not me, my family also. So what do you
How
say?
so? So I would say, I mean, yeah, I mean that, I mean, because these days everything is given to us in such a way that you need to have this much calcium, this much protein, and how am I going to measure that?
Correct.
Right. So instead of that, if you just balance out your meal, for example, I don't know if you know, but sesame is a much richer source of calcium than milk. So start chewing on raw sesame seeds on daily basis. Like after we eat our meals, we eat soap, right, bari or the fenugreek. So I always have a mix of fenugreek, which is soap, and flaxseed and sesame seed that we eat raw after every meal. So eating and I add sesame seeds to anything and everything that I eat. So I eat that to sabjis, dals, or sometimes when I make the roti or the thepla, or or like even if you make pohe or upma, you can add that to that. So that way you will not have a doubt. Okay, am I getting enough? So instead of measuring it, if you feel if you're adding it, obviously you're getting it. So instead of doubting that, just see what you're feeling afterwards. Are you feeling lack of any of this? Are you feeling lack of energy? Are your doctor reports are telling you something is not right? Then you can add more of that into your component, but add it through the diet instead of eating more supplements or more vitamins. So
Right.
for proteins, again, if you think if you're consuming less protein, then add more of the beans, eat more sprouts. So just soak them more in the night and eat them instead of going for protein bar or protein shake. So uh, eat something that is growing on, how much more organic can it be than a sprout growing on your own countertop, right? That is the most organic food you can get. It's growing in front of you. Soaked it in the water. It's growing on your counter. Eat the sprouts. That is a very good source of protein.
Okay. So don't worry so much about measuring and counting. Just
Exactly.
make sure you're regular and
As long as you feel energetic to do your day to day, and not just absence of disease, but feeling well about your life in general, about having a positive attitude, about, oh yeah, I can do this. This is having that kind of energy. That is the measure of that is the gauge of your good health, not just absence of disease. So if you're feeling good, you should feel good about getting up in the morning and going to your job and doing your work. If you're not feeling like, oh, do I have to get up again? Do I have to go to the same job again? Then you need to make those conscious changes, because then something is not working in your diet, in your sleep pattern, in your physical activity, all those things. So don't worry about that food group or this food group. I'm saying it from my experience, obviously, but
right. Thank you, Vidya.
and, and
Always.
and if you balance it out, like as I know, I already balance it out. I am already putting, as you can see, my plate is very balanced. Like I have the green vegetable, I have the beans, and I have the mixed grain roti and the dal. So I know it covers all food groups. I'm not measuring exactly how much, but I know I'm getting enough. So
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Vidya.
yeah. So I think we
And
should
the-
make it easier on ourselves than making it too hard or too complicated.
Yes.
Okay, go
Vidya,
ahead.
you're making it sound so easy.
Yeah, I hope at least I make it more like you can start doing it at some point. Okay? I don't
Yeah,
want to make
yeah,
it too complicated.
yeah. So my question is, has it affected your sleep at all? Do you need less sleep or more sleep because of this?
Yeah, I actually need less sleep now. So my daughter always wonders, Mom, how can you do this? Are you sleeping at 12 in the night and you're up again at 5? Because my every day my classes start at 5:45 a.m. So I'm up at 5 a.m. every morning and I teach 6, 7 classes. So what I feel is when you eat more food, your body needs more energy to digest that food and eliminate. So, and that's when that rest and digest, you need to have that so that the body can process all the waste product. But if you're not eating, your body doesn't need to process that much. Then you can survive even on less sleep because your body doesn't need that much rest. Your body can go. Why your body needs more sleep is because of the rebooting of the system, of the processing of the waste products and bringing them to the eliminatory door in the morning so that you can again flush out that and start the new day again. But if you are already taking in less of those, then your body doesn't need that much sleep. So at least, I mean, I think it's a combination of obviously my yoga, my pranayam, and my eating habit. That's all plays into that. But I definitely, I'm surviving on less sleep these days. Not consciously, just that I don't feel the need to sleep like that, like I used to sleep before.
Oh, I see. Beautiful. And your eating window between breakfast and dinner, what's your eating window? What's the last time you stop eating?
Yeah, so mostly I eat around 2 or 3 p.m. That's my major meal. So when I get up in the morning, because I said I get up at 5, when my first class is at 5:45 in my time. So when I get up on the days of eating days, on the non-eating days, I just drink the plain boiled water when I first get up. But when I'm doing it on the eating day, I squeeze lemon in it and the boiled warm water and drink that first and then eat one banana before I start teaching my class. And after my first class is done, then I take my major consumption of all the fruits and the nuts that I showed you before. That's my major breakfast thing.
Hmm.
Then I cook the millets with the veggies and the spices. That's one bowl of that. So it's like you're eating upma with all those whole grains and veggies, right? And but no tomato, I mean no onions in that, no potatoes. So in pohe usually you just add the onion and potato. Instead of that, you can make it healthier by adding other vegetables like zucchini, beans, cabbage. You can eat those foods like pohe or upma, but add more bean sprout to that, add more veggies to that are not root vegetables, which are very high in glycemic index. So that is my meal around 10 o'clock, because then I have again class at 11 to 12. And then I make the major meal of that. So I cook it first, right? So I need at least by the time the food is ready, it's around 2 p.m. If I earlier I used to plan it ahead of time because my husband would take the 4 compartment tiffin to his work. So in those days, my meal will be ready at 7 a.m. Then my whole day is free. No more cooking because then I would eat that food. But now, because I teach my classes early in the day, I cook late in the middle of the day. But if you don't have time that to cook in the middle of the day, you can pre-cook it. You can cook it the night before and then eat that. Instead of eating it as a dinner, use it as your midday meal, major meal of the day. And then evening is again, I just eat maybe like one fruit and that's about it. I don't eat dinners.
Oh,
It's
wow.
my three major meals are these: the fruits and nuts in the morning, then
Yeah.
around mid morning is the my grain with vegetables, and then I eat the sabji roti dal chawal around 3 p.m. Because then again I have classes in the evening, so if I eat after that it's too late, and I cannot eat right before I have a class because again for yoga you need to have more empty stomach. So I eat my last major meal of the day is around 3 p.m.
All right.
I
Thank
know
you.
it sounds daunting in the beginning, but you'll have
Yeah.
to start at some point. As I said, you just start incorporating first
Yeah.
healthier meals and cut down the unhealthier meals, and
Yeah.
that's when you start seeing the difference. So I would say cut down, even though it feels like, oh, how is it possible? But cut down all the boxed meals. I mean, I would really at least box snacks like pretzels, cookies, goldfish. I mean, I know right now we are probably not in that age wherever we have to buy this for our kids. Probably you bought it for your kids and someday and age, but now maybe you're off of those. That's good. So don't buy granola bars for yourself. Don't buy energy bars. Just eat nuts, plain raw nuts. Nuts are very good. Don't skip on those. Don't worry about weight gain coming from nuts. Don't worry about that. That's a healthy weight. That's a good HDL coming your way. You don't want to miss on unless you're allergic to nuts. I would say please eat nuts every day. If you're eating every day, you have to eat less. I eat every other day, so I eat 1/2 cup of nuts when I'm eating. Yeah,
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much.
yeah, I hope
Helpful.
it's helping.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Anybody else has any questions? Thank you for asking. Thank you for joining on a Sunday like this and um, giving me the chance to share my journey. Uh, Anybody has any more questions? Nobody has typed anything in the chat. So, what do you think?
Vidya, can I ask one more question?
Yeah, sure.
So I know you said, so if you do yoga or workout in the evening, okay, but say you're not particularly hungry, is it okay to skip even after you've had a good workout and or good yoga where you feel tired, not tired, but uh, that's always my question. That
Say that again. I'm sorry, I'm
so usually sometimes people will do their yoga or workout or walks after work in the evening, right? So
yoga work after work. Okay, yoga.
correct, in the evening.
Okay. Yeah.
So is it okay to then not eat after that?
Yeah,
A strenuous walk or a good long walk or good yoga where you've really stretched it. Is it okay not to eat? Okay.
yeah, it's perfectly fine. As long as you have eaten your meals during the day.
Correct. During the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's perfectly fine. Unless you are feeling hungry, then maybe you can eat like a banana or something, but it's really not needed. If just drinking even water drinking is not recommended in the night, because then again you have to get up in the middle of the night.
Right.
This caution. So yes, even if you do your long walk or anything, I would say it's okay to go to bed empty stomach. It's
right. Than to eat late.
And filling up your belly and then going to bed.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. I see more people. Joanne, Pinkle, Geeta. Anybody else have any question? I don't know who has joined in with Samsung. If you want to, everybody just maybe open your cameras, turn your cameras on, just say hi. Maybe we'll take one screenshot. You want to say hi? Or if you want to share any feedback, hi Shobhata, yeah, hi Anshu, hi Kaku, hi Pinkle, what's your name? I forgot the name. That's your name? Pinkle? You are muted, so I cannot hear. Okay. Yeah, you are muted, still muted. I don't know. That's
all I will. Yeah.
I'm not able to open my video. Hi, Vidya ji.
hi.
Yeah, very informative session.
Oh, Geeta. Okay, hi, Geeta.
Yeah. I'm also the YA student here. First batch.
YA student. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thing
joining.
is, I try to fast. I get dizzy at times.
Yes. Right. Okay.
Thank you. I really appreciate you. It was really helpful. Your session. Yeah.
I will get back to you one-on-one if you have some time later.
Yeah.
Not now.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Yes.
sure. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank
That's
you.
good.
Thank you,
All
Vidyaji.
right. I
Yeah.
have one question that we put it in the chat, my husband Jayesh. How did the sleep change to be from before to now, um, after the fasting or yeah.
How did my sleep change?
Yeah, does it change?
Yeah, so there are, I don't know if you listened to that, but somebody did ask me this exact same question. How was my sleep
Oh,
affected? I think
okay.
Anshu asked me. So I said that my sleep actually became less after I started fasting. And I feel the reason is because when you eat more, your body needs more sleep to digest and to process the waste products and to eliminate. So when you are eating less, your body needs less sleep or less rest because it doesn't need to process that much. So my sleep has actually reduced, where I sleep mainly at the most 6 hours in a day. Uh, and plus, I'm doing a lot more during the day. So I have a lot more energy because my energy is not consumed towards uh, eating or digesting or eliminating. Hi, Joanne. Good seeing you. Thanks for joining. So, did I answer your
Yeah.
question?
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, that's good to know. We don't know the reason why it happens, so now um, I can we
Yeah.
can
So,
put
have you
together
have
the
you
information.
experienced? Have you been fasting and have you experienced?
Ekadashi only for several years, but
Okay.
that's about it.
But
Once
so when
every 2 weeks.
Ekadashi, do you eat fruits and all that, or do you eat just or like sabudana and all that, or you just plain?
Yeah, one meal of either rajagra or sabudana, and then fruits and nuts, one serving. So I haven't eliminated yogurt in my non-dairy diet. I do 1 cup of yogurt and ghee on my roti, but other than that, I have reduced.
Release
Yeah,
the dairy.
dairy. Yeah. So is that a okay thing for the Ekadashi to even have a one meal of salt, and that means sabudana khichdi or rajagra with
Yeah, I
sweet
mean
potato
sabudana
sabji.
khichdi. I feel again it's very highly processed
Oh,
carbs.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I know in Hindu philosophy we are allowed to eat all this, but it's better to eat just rajgiro. I think
Oh,
like
I see.
amaranth, you can get the
Mm-hmm.
amaranth grain. So
Oh,
cook that and eat with vegetables. And you get, I mean, not vegetables on the
uh-huh.
first day, obviously, but
Yeah, like a sweet potato
but
and
even in sweet potato and all, they become very high in glycemic index. I mean, the fasting, the idea is not to eat, not to consume more.
I
If you
see.
want to give a break to your system, when you're eating that, you're actually forcing your body to work more on those. So it's if you can
Mhm.
uh, just eat fruits, that will be better than eating
Mhm.
any of those grains.
Okay, so is dudi
Nuts and fruits.
considered okay with the
Which one?
squash dudi?
Yeah.
Is that okay in I do, I mean, in fasting especially, I mean, it's good, but is
I
that
so the from religious point of view, maybe squash is not accepted because
allowed?
it's vegetable.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can eat
Mhm.
fruits and nuts if you're going
Oh,
from the religious point of view. Then fruits and nuts
okay.
are best. Yeah.
I see. Okay. I feel like I need one salt
Yeah.
diet
Yeah.
meal,
Then if you need
something
one salt,
little
then you
bit.
can cook rajgira. Cook
Okay.
rajgira like a grain,
Mhm.
and then
Okay.
eat that
Okay.
with the
Gotcha.
salt. Yeah. Mhm.
Hmm. So this millet that you mentioned, you just cook it like a quinoa
Yeah,
on
just cook like rice. In fact, they take less time because they are smaller grains, so they don't
mhm.
even take as much time.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can even
Okay.
pre-soak them. So as I said, like pre-soak everything. Nature does half the work for you when you pre-soak. And Joanne has taken one of my classes, right? So how
Yeah, it
was
was
your
great.
experience, Joanne?
It was great.
It was great, right? So did you incorporate any of that, what you learned in the class?
Well, I'd like to go to an Indian store and explore and get more spices. I think
Right,
that's what I liked.
right. Yes, that will make the meal more flavorful, more colorful, more
Hmm.
tasty. Yes.
So talking about spices, Vidyaji, is pre-made spices from grocery store.
Yeah, okay. Minute spices are okay. Yeah. I'm not saying
Chaat
that
masala.
you grind your own spices and you roast
No,
it.
but I heard all these, brands, Everett's, Batsa, they have recall going on every other time, MDH, I'm not sure. So I was wondering overall, maybe it's off the subject if it's okay to use like
Yeah, I mean
masala.
spices we eat very little, right? So I mean I don't grind my own
Okay.
spices. I just take whatever is store bought haldi, jeera, coriander, all that.
Yeah, those are fine, but like mixed chaat masala, sambar masala.
Oh, those I don't eat. I eat very basic spices. I
Okay,
add
got
only
you.
basic spices to my vegetable. Turmeric,
Mhm.
dhana, mustard seeds, jeera seeds, green chili, curry patta, those and cilantro
Mhm.
lime. I don't eat all those chaat masala and this and that. That's
Okay, got you. All right,
At the
makes
most, I will get garam masala, which is like a ready-made garam masala because it has the
Sure.
bay leaves and the cloves and the black pepper and all that.
Right.
Nothing fancy. Like chaat masala will have more salt, I feel. So,
Yeah, like black salt.
black
Mostly.
salt. Yeah.
So is that better than white salt?
Yeah, I
White
also
salt.
explained that. So salt wise, pink salt or white salt or black salt, they don't really make the difference as I have read it. I'm not 100% sure, but I have read it. When I read the book by Dr. Karwarkar, she mentioned specifically stay away from white salt because it's more processed, and she did mention pink salt is better. But now when I read the research, they say it's not that much nutritionally different. Difference between, but the idea is to just cut down the salt in general. So why take salt even in spices? You can just add a little bit salt on top. Like we do need some salt in our meals. We cannot go without salt completely. But you add your own salt. It could be pink or white or black, but a little bit salt, not like a the ready-made box meal which would have more salts added to that. Okay, so
All right.
cutting down on ready-made meals is the one way to cut down on your salts.
Okay. Would you have a minute to go over if you have like a dairy diet to eliminate? Like I know you mentioned about you not particularly eating it, and
Yeah.
can you give us any other articles to go and check out more, read about not
Going on vegan.
yeah, or cutting down dairy.
So how to cut down dairy?
Yeah, or is there a backup information good strong about how bad it is to have a dairy and how good it is to eliminate?
I'm sure you'll find all kinds of these kind of articles. I'm sure you'll be. I mean, I have not looked at the articles in general as such for that, but just from my own experience, I feel I don't have as much need for dairy as I was in the maybe childbearing age or when I was little and growing up. And I have slowly cut down on the milk. And as I said, I have increased more intake of sesame seeds. So that takes care of calcium, and going more plant-based is more beneficial than dairy-based products, other than ghee, which is like purifies.
So I agree with you and I get it for myself. But then how about the young children in their young 20s and teenagers? Would you recommend temporarily until they're in a study age they can have dairy good for
Yeah,
them?
I mean,
Mm.
I did cook my oatmeal and grains and all this in milk when my daughters were at home, and that time I had not thought of it. I gave up milk more now that they are not at home, and I don't see the need for me also to consume milk. But earlier I did drink milk a lot, so
Yes.
yeah.
Right.
હા સૌરભ નથી નથી આવવાનું નથી
Thank
નહીં
you
નહીં
so
આ
much.
લાઈટ કેમ ચાલે
Appreciate your time and help in this.
Yes. So I think everybody got their queries answered.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Kusumji, for this opportunity.
Very nice.
Yes.
Thank you, Vidya. Thank you,
Thank you,
Kusum.
Vidya. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Saloni. Thank you, Pinkal. Thank you, Shobata.
See you next week.
Yes, see you next week. Bye.
Okay, bye now.
Bye. Bye, Shobhatai. Good seeing you. Good night. Well.